Hi, I'm a squirrel and I have too many hobbies. And today I'm going to continue working on my crochet blanket while I talk about 30, pretty sure, 30 patterns that you can knit for when you want to disappear into the woods. So if that sounds good, grab your knitting or your crochet and something to drink, and we will jump right in. It's a little later in the day today, and this is the third video that I'm filming. So I have some red wine that I'm going to be sipping on. I need to stop putting my wine there. Okay, I have some red wine that I'm going to be sipping on. I have a nice candle. We got coziness. We have our co-host Jackson being Jackson. And I remember how to, there's that meme going around where it's like, you always think you know how to count before you start knitting and crocheting, and that's totally true. I'm also very nervous I'm gonna run out of this ball of purple, so we'll have to see it. So, when I say, well, let's back up. How this all started is, first of all, I've always loved looking like a wood elf from Lord of the Rings. Like, lots of greens, lots of leafy patterns and textures, but not necessarily floral. We're going for more like trees, old growth, forest, that kind of thing. And then I've been listening recently to The Dryad Storm by Laurie Forest, and in it, people are kind of being absorbed into the trees, this magical thing, and they are coming out as Dryad or Dryad Keen. And in it, a lot of times in the books, they are described as having this armor or clothing that looks like it's made out of like leaves kind of connected to each other. Very organic and, looking like you belong in the forest. So these patterns all have textures or color work that evokes this like leafy tree like forest vibe. I did try to not, there are some patterns that have like woodland creatures, but I didn't want to go like too much into the woodland creatures because I feel like that's another video and kind of another genre. So this is just a lot of trees, a lot of textures that are like bark and roots and vines. That is what we were going for. That is the overall vibe. And then, needless to say, like you can make anything in like greens and browns and grays, and you'll kind of get that foresty vibe. But these are patterns that I've picked that are like particularly foresty, and you'll see me as I go through them. So we have, like I said, I'm pretty sure 30 patterns, but there's some bundles in here, so it gets hard to count. So we have a butt ton of sweaters, a couple tops, some scarves and shawls, some like mittens, and then socks because I feel like if you have a knitting roundup without any socks, you are going to get murdered for legal reasons. That is a joke. So the first up, hopefully editing me can get pictures in of all of these. The first up is the Field Sweater by Camilla Vad. It is on also all these patterns are on Ravelry, and I have a Ravelry bundle with everything in it. So it is 60 Danish kroner, and it is in 9 sizes that go. The smallest one goes from 94 centimeters to 142 centimeters. They didn't have it in inches on the website, but that's probably like 35 inches to 60 inches, 63 inches, something like that. That kind of range. It is in a DK weight yarn, and it has this really cool textural work on the yoke that makes it look like sheaves of wheat or like some other long grass that you could see like in the forest or maybe on a riverbed, on marshes. And it does have options to do that in a color work or in the same color as everything. So you could really play around and get some really cool patterns. It also did kind of remind me a lot of times of kind of like the Spanish moss hanging off the trees. And it does have the option for short or long sleeves in the sweater. Next we have the Alaska Sweater by Camille Discoto. Discoto? Oh. Camille Discoto. I'm trying to make it way more complicated in my head. It is $9.50 Canadian dollars, and it is in 8 sizes, which is 30 inches to 61 inches, or 76 to 157 centimeters. And this is the finished sizes of the garment for each size. And then honestly, most of these recommend some amount of ease, but I find that ease is a very personal decision. So I mean, I understand when people who do these pattern roundups like include the designer's recommended ease, but I think by the time you've knit a couple sweaters, like, you know, for your body how much ease you like and what you're going to look for, and knowing the finished size of the garment and your measurements and the ease you like, you can figure it out. So next we have Anfractuous, which is, it has this beautiful cable. Honestly, the cable motif down the center is why I put this problem in here, or this, not this problem, this pattern in here. I love those cables and how they flow and how the designer describes them. I don't like the contrasting colors like on the top and bottom, but honestly, that's such an easy modification that you can just, I honestly, if I made this, I'd make it all one color. And that's just a me thing. I love all the textures. I think it's beautiful. And like I said, that center cable work is just amazing. It is $8 USD. And she doesn't have sizes. Instead, she gives you a spreadsheet that you put all your measurements in. And then it like spits out your custom directions. And it's in Aran weight. Oh, and the Alaska Sweater was in DK weight. And the Field Sweater, I don't have it written down, but I'm pretty sure it's fingering. So next we have Foliage and Ecor, both by Anna Joanna by Strains of Joy. And the reason why I have these two, and I'm kind of like, is it Strains of Joy or Where Once We Knitted? Hang on. Oh, okay. I figured it out. So it's Anna Johanna and her book Strands of Joy, but her shop on Ravelry is Where We Once Knitted. So I was correct, it's both. But the Foliage is from her Strands of Joy book. And I also think I just messed up that half double crochet. Okay, so Foliage is €10.90. And it's in 12 sizes. And I do like how this one is shown on a male body, so you can kind of see that it's going to fit more of a men's body with like not as much chest hair, as well as a woman's body. I don't know if it's like expressly designed to be a men's sweater, but it's pictured on man, so we'll see. She has 12 sizes in this one for Foliage. It is 37.5 to 67.5 inches, or 94 to 189.5 centimeters, and fingering weight. Okay. And then the second sweater I have from her, the Ocher, is on her Ravelry shop Where We Once Knitted. It is €10.90, 11 sizes, 35 points, same size range. Nope, I lied. It is 35.7 to 66.5 inches and 89 to 166 centimeters. And it is fingering weight. And then we still have yet another. We have our third Anna Joanna pattern, and the Ruska. And the Ruska is a cardigan. So it's, very similar to foliage and a core, where it has, the beautiful color work on the yoke. It's, again, €10.90, 11 sizes, 35 to 68 inches to 87.5 to 171 centimeters. But because it's a cardigan, it is steeked. So you could also make this into a pullover, but, steeked color work cardigan is also on here if you want that option. Honestly, I'm now just noticing that the fourth sweater I have on here is Woodland, which is another one of her steeked sweaters and fingering weight with color work in Strands of Joy. So if you like this patterns that you want to just disappear into a forest and that's what you want to look at, I would check out this designer, because I didn't even notice when I was putting this list together that I had a ton of patterns from her. Yeah, let's see. Let's do a count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So we have 4 patterns from her. We have men's sweater, 2 women's pullovers, men's sweater, a women's sweater, and then 2 steeked cardigans. So if you like this vibe, you'll probably like this designer. I found these patterns by just kind of searching on Ravelry. I searched, foliage and leaves and forest, and this is what I came up with, and I did not notice that I have pretty much all the same designer on here. So that is a note for me for next time, to pay more attention and get different designers. But all these designs are so beautiful, so can you really blame me because they fit the brief perfectly? Okay, but now we do have a different designer. So this is the Snow Fern cardigan by Kulara Hudson from While They Play. But this one's from her Cozy Cables book. But then she also has a Snow Fern collection, which has 11 patterns that all have the Snow Fern pattern if you really like it. And it has a blanket and hat and scarf and a bunch of stuff in it. So if you want to buy just the cardigan pattern, it's $8 USD. The Cozy Cables book is, I found on Amazon for $18.52 for the book. And then the 11 patterns in the Snow Fern collection are $35. This cardigan comes in 12 different sizes, which is great. From 35, it's just, 30, it's 35.75, but 36. So from 36 to 80 inches, and that's 91 to 202 centimeters. It is in a bulky weight, which is great. Can knit it up super duper fast and run into the forest. And in her pattern photo, she has it in this snowy white, but I think it would look really cool in a bark, kind of grayed out brown, a real bark color, or a green. I think that would look super pretty. So next we have actually what I'm wearing. Yay, I wore it just for this video. This is the Prairie Fire by Tin Can Knits from her Road Trip collection. So it's $9 for just the pattern, or it is $24 for the collection, USD. She has this sweater in a million sizes. It goes from newborn to women's 4XL. So I didn't even put the range of sizes in there because it's an insane range, and you can find a size that'll fit for you, I'm pretty sure. So she also has, it's a DK weight, and she has short and long sleeve options. I knit the short sleeve option, And mine, so mine, I knit this for Knit a Sweater Month in November in 2021. I think I finished, yeah, I finished in like halfway through 2022. So I did not do a good job of finishing in the month. I knit out of Knit Picks Gloss DK, which is holding up really well, in the color Rosemary, which is like this olivey green. And I knit the whole thing in size 6 needles. So in the pattern, this collar and the hem and, you know, the side of the shirt is it's knit in a size 4. I was concerned that it was going to be a little tight, but now that I've worn it for a while, this is like bagging out pretty bad. But it's so comfy, and I kind of just pull it down, and it's fine. And mine is the size small medium, but was pretty sure I was off gauge. Like, a lot of times when I do a gauge swatch, the gauge swatch is on gauge, but then like the entire pattern, like when I knit the whole pattern, I like loosen up, and then it's like everything I knit comes out bigger than I feel like it should. So I don't know what that is with me as a knitter, except for sometimes they like come out also smaller. So I don't know. Not having the most consistent tension after like a million years knitting is what it is. Okay, so next we have Greenleaf, which I love this pattern. When I first saw this pattern, I think I gasped. I love the color work on it, especially in the pictures that she has, with the beautiful green and the cream. I love it. I love it. This is by Jennifer Steinglass and Knit Love Wool. It is $8 USD, 13 sizes. And again, her size range, it seems like around these larger size ranges, is 36 inches to 67 inches, or 90 to 167 centimeters. Is her in for fingering weight, long or short sleeve. And now I'm like, okay. So this is where I should decrease. But I feel like if I turn my work here and slip stitch across, it's once again, have our annual crochet confuses me. So let me just try to like slip stitch into here. Also, I don't know what I was doing with this end, but I think I just need to unpick this. Okay, whatever. Okay, so I'm going to slip stitch into here and turn my work. And then when I was looking at the pattern, 1, 2, 3, and slip stitch into here. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's my decrease. I'm also pretty sure I like messed up the decrease on the row before. Ay. Okay. I probably shouldn't record 3 episodes or in one day ever again. But I have this day off from school, and I know my school's gonna get like really crazy. So I was like, well, let me just film a bunch. And like bonus, I've like worked on this project a lot. But now I'm like starting to just be like, I don't know what I'm doing with this crochet project anymore. Oh my god. again, I really feel for y'all who watch these knit-in chats, but you actually crochet better than I can, but it's fine. We're all learning together, I guess. Okay, I think it's okay. I think we figured it out. Green leaves. Green leaf. It's beautiful. There's a million sizes. There's a large size range. Has long and short sleeve. Although I will say, like, the long sleeve in this, because she has the ferns on the sleeves as well. I think if I did this, I would do the long sleeve version. And I just said, like, I shouldn't do more pullovers because I live in Florida and I wear cardigans more than pullovers, but it's just lovely. Or I just need to learn how to steek, and then I can make everything into like a steeked sweater, but we'll see. Okay, so the next sweater we have is the Forest Vibe sweater by Marsha Ziblikova, I'm pretty sure, or Mash Patterns, 7 USD, and this one she only has 4 sizes, which I know is going to be a con for some people. She only has 4 sizes, and it's very oversized, does call for a lot of positive ease, and it's only 41, like the size range is only 41 to 50 inches, or 105 to 127 centimeters, so it's a pretty small size range, but it's just really pretty. The other thing about it that is kind of a con for me, but also I understand, is okay. And the other thing is, like, it's an Aran weight, and she gets the Aran weight by holding 3 strands together. So it could be really cool to do something like marled and have different shades of green, but it's also expensive and a pain in the ass. So she does give substitutions for if you want to do just 2 strands, so like instead of 3 strands of lace weight, like a sock and a lace, or just replacing with 1 strand. So there's at least that. And then, oh my god, it's our BFF, Anna and Joanna, where we once knitted. Acres and Antlers. I'm not gonna say the rest because the details are so similar to her other sweaters. So we have another one. Okay, cool. But now we do have something different. This is the Forest Nymph cardigan. It has a name in Norwegian that I'm frankly, it's just a lot. It's a lot of letters. I'm not going to try. And it's by Lean Toasty from her Knitting with Gradients 2. Now, the Knitting with Gradients 2 is only Norwegian. It's only on her website. You can get it if you want the whole book. But she does have the pattern in English on Ravelry. It comes in 7 sizes, which is 30.75 to 46 inches, or 79 to 117 centimeters. It is fingering weight, it is steeked, and it's designed to be used with gradient yarn, which I think is super cool. But I also think it could be really cool to use with one of those like color shifting yarns that are really popular, like Chroma from Knit Picks, or the Farmer's Daughter Spin Cycle yarn. That could be beautiful. It's beautiful as it is, and it could be beautiful just in like 2 solid colors. Lots of room for play. So now we have tops, and I'm a big fan of knitted tops because, again, like living in a warmer climate, it's not always sweater weather, especially not these like, heavy color work sweaters. But here we are. We have the Autumn Sleeves Leaner top, which is by Sun Pierce White of Cloud Forest Studio. It's free. It is a free pattern. We love that. And it's 1 size, but it has options to adjust. And it looks like it only takes 2 hanks of fingering yarn. So this is really good for like some of those like really cool tonals and semitonal gradients. It really shows off the yarn with the lace at the bottom, and then like kind of this expansive stockinette. I think it's beautiful. I'd really like to make one. There's a lot of people who have made this on Ravelry as well, so you can see like lots of different options for styling. And it's on the fingering weight. Next we have the golden oak tank top by Amamita Agata Macoez. $7 and 9 sizes. So 32 to 69 inches, 82 to 179 centimeters in fingering weight. It's a beautiful top. I love kind of the detail at the bottom and how it has the ribs. It's great for layering. I think this is really pretty. It's in a DK weight, and no, I'm sorry, it's in a fingering weight. It's in a fingering weight, and this is a top that I'm really tempted to get some silk yarn for and just doing 100% silk, because the drape would just be beautiful. Although I will say the one thing I don't like about knitting for Olive is like their color palette and my color palette. We just like we aren't friends. We have very different color needs and like views, so it's a con for them, but whatever. Then next we have the Spring Sorrel top, the Spring Sorrel tee, which is from Wool and Pine, book 2, the green collection. So it's $8.75 USD for the single pattern and $75 for the collection, which I believe is like 6 or 7 patterns in the collection. Which, you know, sometimes I'd just rather buy a collection of stuff, have everything all together. This one comes in 13 sizes, from 25 to 67 inches. This one's also worn with, suggested to be worn with negative ease because it's closer to the body, and it's knit in DK weight. So those are all of our tops, and now we're going to move into scarves and shawls, and kind of one of the reasons I made this video, besides listening to a Dryad Storm, which is this thing, which is the Forest of Arda cowl by Melanie Roundtree of Roundtree Stitchery. It is $4.95 USD. Comes in 4 different sizes. It is color work and cables and worsted yarn. And I'm pretty sure I saw on her Instagram that she's working on like a cardigan or a blanket or something with this motif, which would be I would love a cardigan with this motif, even if it's steeked. Like, I need to just learn how to steek. But it's so cool. It gives a lot of, like, honestly, Tree of Gondor vibes. It's so cool. Then we have the Beneath the Pines wrap from, again, Kalara Hudson from While I Play. It is $8 USD. It is 1 size, and it uses super bulky yarn. And I love the, like, pine cone shaping, especially in the color, this brown color that she uses for the sample. It really does look like you're just gonna like wrap yourself up and disappear into the forest. I think again like a green tonal could be super pretty in this. And then next for shawls and wraps we have the Shearwater, which is again Wool and Pine from their book 2 green collection. And this one's $6.75, or again, 45 USD for the whole collection. So if you like more than half, I usually say if I like more than half the collection, I buy the whole collection. But that's just me. Yeah, I'm losing stuff. Oh no. Okay. So this has 5 sizes, and it's kind of like a wrap cover-up thing. And honestly, I haven't looked at the pattern, but it looks like it would be pretty simple to adjust this to a lot of different sizes depending on how like big or small you make the wrap. This one also really reminds me, especially in this like grayed out color that they use, of Spanish moss like hanging from trees where we have everywhere here. I think it's so pretty. Then we have the Lauren shawl, but this is just like, it looks like a pile of leaves. It's so beautiful. And this is kind of what I'm picturing, in the Dried Storm, where they're talking about like clothes made out of leaves and how they look. Like, this is what I'm picturing. It's just beautiful. It comes in two different sizes of shawl, which is super nice. You can either make a smaller one or a bigger one. Um, I love lace so much, and it's really pretty. And this one's beaded, and it's in sport weight. So honestly, I think after I'm done, my other two projects I have on the needles right now that are beaded, like this one, I might look into casting it on. And then we have Canopy, which is by Melody Hoffman. It is €5.45. It is one size and it's sport weight. And while it doesn't like immediately look like, as especially this purple color doesn't look like as foresty as the other ones, like I can see it, like it has like these kind of branching tree designs. It's more subtle and more sparse, but forests go through like more full times and more sparse times. So this is kind of more sparse time item. And then we have Dryad, which, sometimes the names of stuff just get me, but this cable pattern is lovely, and it really does look like roots kind of crossing over each other. This cable pattern looks a lot like roots kind of crossing over each other, and is very more organic than some of the other ones. In the gray, it does kind of look more steely, but like in a brown or green, I think that is just, or clay color even, it really would help you hide into disappear into the forest. It's beautiful. It comes in 3 different sizes: small, medium, large. So you can, make it however long you want. I'm sure you could, even if you want to, like make the short version and graft it or seam it together to make more of a cowl. Options are endless, and it is in a worsted yarn, which does mean it's gonna like, well, I feel like scarves are always like way more knitting than I think they should be, give them credit for, but worsted weight definitely helps instead of like fingering weight. Now we have mitts. I have 2. So I have the tree bark hand warmers from the Knitting Primate. It is $3.50 Canadian dollars. It's a one size, but it's a very simple pattern, and they do say in the notes that's like rounds of 4, so you could like make it smaller or bigger if you wanted to. These are really cool because, like, again, like tree bark, they do have that texture on the back, and I do think, especially in brown, that it does look like, something you just kind of took off the tree or the tree gave you to wear, which is really, really fun. And then next we have the Magic Toadstool, and these are mitts and socks. So this is 2 different patterns I'm mentioning, by Stone Knits. And Stone Knits, they do a lot of really cool color work, socks and mitts and stuff. So they have a bunch of different stuff, but these ones are the most foresty, in my opinion. They are, so the mitts are 4 Swiss franc, and the socks are 5 Swiss franc. And I believe they're both top down. The Toadstool mitts has 1 size, and the socks have 3 different sizes, which is really nice, especially because it's color work. It's not like as simple as adding and decreasing stitches to the leg. And they're super cute. And these would be nice for like a color work project if you're going to get into more advanced color work, because there are a couple rows with 3 color work, or you could always do those little dots with French knots afterwards. I'd probably do 3 color work because I don't like doing French knots. That's just me personally. And then continuing into socks, We have the Autumn Leaf Socks by Hexenwork, and this is a free download because it's not really a pattern. This is for the chart of the leaf design that you see, and then you can like plop it onto your favorite sock pattern. So if you have a sock pattern you really like and it's the same gauge, you just kind of put that on, and usually people, and then you just go from that. So this is not always the most beginner friendly thing, but I think if you're comfortable with lace and you're comfortable with socks, you get some really cool autumn leaf socks out of it. And it also, like, it's nice to have like this free thing that you can kind of mix in to the sock patterns you already have, especially with a lot of basic sock patterns, or a basic sock formula that you really like, and kind of spice it up and try something new. And then last, we have the Woodland Winter Sock Collection by Carly Perrins of Northwoods Co. And this is 3 patterns in the bundle for $9, which is great. I love a bundle, especially with socks. And they all have, like, one's more leafy, one's more tree-like. They all have, like, these different patterns on the top. She has her patterns in 4 sizes, and it's in fingering and sock, and she has 2 different options where it's top down or toe up, so you can buy whichever one you like. Alrighty, so that is all of my knitting patterns for when you feel like just disappearing into the woods for a little bit. Like I said, the bundle of all the patterns will be on Ravelry with a lot more details, and you can check them out there. And I will see you next time. So let me think. So the video after this is going to be another podcast, a vlogcast where you can see what I'm working on beyond this, this one, this one crochet blanket that's taking me forever. It's really not taking me that long compared to like other crochet blankets, but it feels like forever. But at least I'm like getting some good work on it while I'm talking to y'all, so that's always a plus of these. And then after that will be another knit and chat where I don't know what that's gonna be. So usually by the time I'm filming, I kind of know like the next 2 videos out, because I really like to plan, especially with between work and school. I really like to plan my videos out so I know what they are, but I honestly have no idea what the next knit and chat is going to be. I have some ideas, but nothing is like really set in stone. So if you have any ideas of what you would like to see for the next knit and chat, you can let me know. I'm trying my damnedest to post on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And with that, I hope everyone has a great day, and I will see you all next time. Bye.